there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Today's video, we're going to go back in time a little bit, and for those that have been watching the station, you'll realize that about this time last year, or maybe a little bit before, I finally picked up one of my first Fireflies, and this was this. This was a 2018, this was a 2018 first batch FF Junior. This is one of the first juniors that they produced. And from those that are familiar with these, you'll remember that when they first came out with these, they came out with the old classic wraparound bridge. This has got the lightning bolt on there, so you've got a little bit of area for setting your strings. It's not like it was back in '54, and I can show you my '54 Les Paul for those that haven't seen it, but those just had a simple wrap over bridge. There was no post, there was no anything on here for intonation. So on that guitar, I did replace that bridge back in the '70s. I moved the stop piece back and brought a two-pneumatic bridge in for that. And I'm kind of going to do the same on this one. This has got the single wraparound, and the problem with this bridge is, and it's been fine, it's been working, but the problem with it is that it lifts up because the tongs are not quite long enough to get across those posts and get it set right. So today we're going to go back, we're going to work on one of the first guitars that I got from Firefly, the FF Junior, and we're going to do a couple of things today. We're going to replace this bridge with another bridge. This is the Music Lily bridge. This should be a direct replacement. It should fit right on there, and what I've noticed is, and I'll show you when I'm up close, is that the tongs are a lot longer on this, so it should fit the post without lifting up. Now you can't see it on that camera angle, but I'll show you on another camera angle, maybe with a picture or video, how that lifts a little bit. So we're going to do that, and then we're finally going to do the last P90 pickup height adjustment. And I've got the one shim left, so this one was designed for this guitar. So we're going to put this on as well and lift this up. Today we're going to have to take the strings off though, because we are replacing this bridge, and this is a wraparound, so I'm going to replace the strings anyway. It's been about a year, so they're good for replacement. So let's get to it, shall we? We're going to raise the P90 up, we're going to drop in a new bridge on this, and we're going to restring it and see what we got. Let's do it, folks. Okay, folks, I wanted to show you, this is the 1954 Gibson Les Paul. This is the first year that the Les Paul came out, the Les Paul Junior. And I wanted to show you how the bridge originally was set up on this and then what we had to do. So this is the original bridge. It's now become a stop piece, but the original bridge, as you can see here, and I'll try to get the camera close enough where you can see that. See, there's nothing here. So the string wrapped around this and came up, and this sat right up in here. Okay, it was fine, but if you're touring and playing with this like I did a lot of shows with this for many years, we just couldn't keep it intonated. So I finally made the decision, this was around 76 or 77, I took this bridge and had it dropped down for a tailpiece, and we installed a two-pneumatic up here. Okay, so now it plays and sounds great, and you can keep the intonation going on it as well. The other thing, and I wanted to show you this, if I can get a good close view of that, look how nice and close that P90 is to the strings. That's Gibson spec. That's what it should be, 1/16 of an inch. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put that in there. We're going to raise this up. As you can see how far that one is. So we're going to raise that up, and then we're going to take that bridge, and you can see the slant on that. Let me show you the slant. Hopefully you can see that. See how that's raised up and slanted over? So we're going to replace that as well and restring it. So that's the plan, and we'll get to it right now. Okay, so we're going to get this done real quick. I'm going to loosen these up. And currently on here is a set of Diodario 9s. That's exactly what I'm going to put on here. We will replace them with what I had originally put on there. These strings aren't terrible. They've only been on, I don't know, not quite probably about 8 months. It hasn't been played that much, but while I'm doing it, I figure I might as well get her down. So this bridge is going to be replaced. Although I did want to show you the angle of that bridge, how it sets in there, and I can still do that. Let me set it back in there real quick, and you can see what I'm talking about. See, with the string tension on there, that bridge would set up like that. So hopefully we're going to fix that with a longer tongue bridge. So I'm going to leave those posts right there and see how this actually fits. And raise those posts up, it looks like. So I got a tool kit here. We're going to raise those posts a little bit. I mean, they should fit, but it might not. Might have to use the new posts. But I thought it was a drop-in bridge. We will see. And I'm going to turn that fan off. So I remember the last time I left it on, it made a bunch of noise on the camera. So let me turn that off. Okay, so I'm back. So I've got the bridge off of here. And these are the old bolts. And these are the new ones. So I'm hoping that the new ones barrel fits right in there. It should. We will see. Looks to be the same. And they are. Obviously, I'll have to adjust that. Okay, they fit those barrels nicely. So these old ones are going to stick back in the barrels and just save them for, you never know when you might need them. The old bridge, which we have taken off. And there's a close-up view of that. As you can see, it's just a standard wraparound bridge. But when it tightened up, you couldn't get it. It would jack that bridge up in the air. So and it didn't hurt anything originally. I mean, it played fine, but I didn't like the angle of it. I like to rest my hand here on the bridge, so. And there we go. So that looks nice. And this will be the same thing. This will wrap around from the inside and over. But and again, not knowing where it was, how it was set, I'm just gonna have it set down and then I'll adjust it after I put strings on it. We'll take the last of the P90 shims. And we're going to shim this pickup up as well, like we did to the FFDCS and my Groat jazz guitar. We brought both of those pickups up and they worked out very, very nicely. So we're going to do the last one here, which is this one. Again, these are the Lindy Fralins, the pickup shims. You can get them online. I got these on eBay. They were, you know, fairly pricey. They were like $10 a piece. I bought 3 of them. So I know you can shim it up with a business card or put some foam or what have you, or whatever you want underneath there, but I prefer doing it this way. It's more expensive, but it looks much nicer in my opinion. And just take these 2 Phillips bolts out, screws, and slide that shim in. Then obviously we'll have to set up this new bridge. This has got long bolts going through there, long screws, so that's good. It'll go back. Won't have any trouble getting the getting it back through the shim. Like so. Okay. Again, these are relatively easy mods to do. Now, I have found that in most cases on import guitars with a dog-eared P90, they're always too low. Pretty much. At least the ones I've found have been. So, again, like I said, I have a number of guitars here, but I had 3 that were single dog-ear P90s that all required the shim. Oh, they all needed to be raised anyway. Let's put it that way. All right, that looks good. Just going to give her a little cleanup while we have the strings off of here. And I use my F1 oil, which I prefer. Now, I did clean this when I first got the guitar. I did, like I do all of them. I cleaned and polished this fretboard. But it doesn't hurt to do it about once a year. Condition it, clean it up. Not much, but a little bit. Like I said, it was cleaned previously. Okay. So I'll cut this here, and so I won't bore you with stringing this. Let me get it restrung. For those that you haven't seen, I did a video a few months back on a setup on a Les Paul, and that has some hints and some tips in it about stringing guitars and things like that. So if you haven't seen that, take a look at it. Check out the link. It's kind of lengthy, but again, you get a good idea of what I normally do setting up a guitar, or you can take some hints and tips from that if you'd like. I won't do that for this one. I won't go through all that, but have a look at that one. So we'll be back right after I get those strings done on this. All right, so we got the bridge on there, as you can see here, hopefully. And there it is. I got it set up. I might have to tweak it just a little bit, but it looks good. We got the We got the shim on the P90, and so it sounds pretty good. Yeah, so I think that was a pretty good operation. I'm gonna let those strings stretch out just a little bit. I brought the individual poles down a little bit because I noticed after I put those on that the poles were raised up. So from the factory they did raise it up a little bit, but I brought them down pretty much flat. Which is what I needed with that shim, and then I can adjust it as I need to as I go along, but it sounds pretty good right now. Intonation is good. I might have to just give it a little bit of an adjustment, but there we go. We got a brand new Tune-O-Matic wraparound on there, along with the shim for that P90 to bring it up to where I kind of like it and what Gibson says it should be. So we'll wrap that up for today. We really appreciate you stopping by, folks. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We do little things like this and do guitar reviews and pedal reviews and all kinds of good stuff. So, thank you very much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.